Alright, I'm back. I'm on a place today where in a creek I find a lot of Fort Ancient stuff, and I'm down on the river from the creek. And I've got several things here. I thought that was flint, but you can see all the fire hose coming out here. It looks awesome. Right here's a flake of flint, but I've got a nice point laying right here. Looks like a real nice triangle. Yep. Put this piece of flint in my pocket and we'll wash this off and look at it. Oh yeah, looks like Coshocton. Could be a river pebble, but I would say this one is. It's a nice point. It's a real nice point. It's worth the trip right there. It's a good one. Good one for sure. There's a nice look at it. Real thin and real well made. These points aren't nearly as old as the other stuff I found. These are in the AD period. So I would guess these were about 1,000 years old from what else is coming off this site. It's a nice one. Happy to get it. I hope you enjoy the videos. Hopefully I can get something else here today. It looks awesome and there's been no one here, so there's potential for a lot of stuff. Later. Yeah, I'm following deer tracks here. There's been a deer in here and there's all kinds of animal activity. There's more prints there. But a deer's been through here quite recently. I'd say last night. Yeah, look how fresh that is. I'd say last night or this morning he was in here. He's probably up here in front of me someplace. I jump deers down here all the time. Plus I jump grouse in here, in this place, about every time I come. But I couldn't get that on camera or grouse unless I had the camera going. They're just gone, just bam. They fly pretty fast out of these places. You should get a bird dog. It's fun to shoot grouse. They're pretty good eating too. Right there's the tracks of the deer again. And that's, could be a beaver coming up on the bank here. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's the old deer. Well, I'll get back here if I find anything later. Alright, I'm back. You can see this washout here. It's all come out of the bank above me, up here. You can see it's a sandy beach. But I got a point laying right here. Looks like a little triangle. Yep. Let me get down here and wash this off and take a look at it. Looks like a nice one. Looks as nice. Yep. Real good one. Oh man. Two nice triangles. Man, this one is just paper thin. Wow, that's nice. That's another real good one. This one feels like it's like dime. Oh, it is. It's dime thin. It's a dandy for what it is. This place here really isn't much old stuff. There's some mid-archaic like stem points, but that's the oldest thing. Most of it, 90% of the stuff I find here is real nice triangles. A lot of them have the tips gone. Seems like they brought them back, and after they were impacted they just threw them down and made a new one. I'd say 5 out of 10 are broke here, and they have about that much of the tip gone. These points would date to AD, so they're within, I would guess these were about 1,000 years old, maybe even newer than that here. There's some shell coming out of the bank in this place, and little shell middens, and they have these points in them, but most of the points are broken, the midden. I'm finding them around the midden that are whole like this. This is a good one. It's a nice one. Well, I hope you enjoy the video. Hopefully I can get something else here today. Later. Well, I'm back. Right here you can see where this rock was, and I flipped it out, and it's another nice hole on that side. It has a little divot there too. Let's wash it off and look at it. Not the greatest thing, but still an artifact, and it's not a big, huge, heavy one that I can't carry out of here, so. The water's high right now, but I can still look in here on some of these huge beaches. Oh yeah, not a bad artifact. got a little bit there, but not much. But that side, you can see it. Pretty good piece, you know. Shit, 2 triangles in this. And I've been here like less than 20 minutes. It's not a huge place to look, but there's stuff exposed and there's new stuff washed out. So we got some heavy rain, so hell, can't beat that. Hope you enjoy. Later. Here's a perfect example of why I hunt the river. The water's been up. This bank was probably where I'm standing, out to at least right here where my hand's at, and it's went back in at least 5-6 feet. And what happens is when the water goes down, you can see the levels of this stuff. All of this is going to wash down and lay down there, and you can see the platform there, right in here, and then the lip right here where the boat waves come up and the wind has started to wash this stuff, and the mud's washing away and the sand lays here. Well, there'll be artifacts in this, and there's artifacts in this stuff right here, but it's too muddy to look at really now. But when this washes out, there's going to be points laying right here. They're not concentrated, but they will be when they get down here. This principle on these rivers with this slope coming up is about the same thing as gold mining, putting it in a sleuth box where it's running down. The rocks just come down and they all settle in here, and that's what the stuff I sift. Like this layer right here on this sand, see how it's solid? See how this is muddy? This stuff will all wash out in a month, and there'll be stuff, I'll find artifacts right here. That's the principle. You can see how it's at a slate grade going straight up right to the water. These are the kind of places you want to hunt on rivers. Cut banks, sandy soil down along the edge of the water, the stuff washing down and just eroding and concentrated, and there'll be a layer of fire rock right in here in a month. It's all new, and I've looked here in the summer and I've found points the same way, and I'll find points and continually find it every time the water comes up. There's a good look at that bank. Man, this is really cut back. Well, nice day. I'm gonna look. Hopefully I can find something else, but I'm doing all right already. Later. Well, take a look at this. I think I see a piece of hematite up there, but look at this. Look at this washout. Piece of real nice flint. Piece of real nice flint. Piece of real nice flint. Piece of translucent stuff. Just all right here. Just this is all new stuff. Looks like flint right here. Yep. Wow, this looks good. Get up in here. Right, piece fell down. Covered right there's hematite. It's not worked. It's just a piece, but an Indian's carried that in here. It's right in this fire earth. I'll take that. It might be worked a little bit, but not much. Here's another piece of flint. Here's another river pebble which cracked up. It's flint. Look at this. Just, I can't believe there's not an arrowhead laying here. Well, I'll get back. This is looking awful good. Later. Alright, I'm back. I've got something sticking out here. It doesn't look extremely nice or anything, but you can see this washout. This has all changed since the last time I was in this spot. I see a flake of flint back in here. Right there. There's some tracks over there. A beaver or a raccoon. I'd say that's a beaver. But right here, it looks like probably a preform or some kind of a tool, maybe. Yeah, it's a little preform. Let's wash it off. Nothing to brag about, but it's a preform for a little point, probably a palmer. I'm on a different site now. It's a river pebble for sure, and it was started to being worked down. It has like a high spot in there. They probably just threw it down. But that's all right, you know, finding artifacts instead of sitting at home. There you go. Later. Yeah, I just had to show this. That's a good place for a Steelers can. and shit on the river. I hate the Steelers. I watched that Tebow video with Denver where he torched them in the playoffs, at least in overtime, at least once a week when I'm feeling blue and down. Oh, I hate the Steelers. Later. Alright, here's a few more tips for you when you're hunting on waterways. This is kind of just where I do good. You know, I know you got, some of you people might be in different areas, but I'm looking like the Ohio River and the Allegheny River, large rivers that are dammed. Let's say the river's coming down this way and there's a bend in it. I always find if there's Indian activity there on these bends, like even this, the water comes down and it seems to really cut maybe 100 yards up into this area and then really in the turn and down around the turn. And then once you get around that turn, it's usually not as good. And like in this place, and sometimes on the opposite side from these bends, over in here, in maybe this area here, you'll get erosion, this water flipping out, and it's the current's coming out here and coming over in here and washing the banks here. You want high banks, and there usually is high banks on these bends, because when the water does come up and you get a lot of current in it, it's pushing right into this, and it's cutting the bank in these areas big time. All in here is going to be good looking if it's a high bank. All in here. Same principle here on this side. And then over on the other side, you'll get some kick out here, and it'll come over here and wash this bank. Like the places that I found the triangles today, I found them probably about right here in a turn. And then over here on this side of the river, there's a few small sites. They're not usually as good, but there'll still be stuff over here. Hope that helps. That should give you some tips when you get out on the river to look. You can understand the principle here if you know if you're out on a river. So there you go. Hope you enjoy the video, and as always, good luck hunting, and thanks for watching the videos.